Hey, I know it's been a while since I made a new video, but I've been busy and, you know, I've been busy actually not with doing work as far as studying and stuff, but I've been busy mostly spending time with family. So I'm actually alone tonight, so I figured that I'd take the opportunity to just talk about my macros. I know that a lot of people have heard me mention that. I know my sister, like people when they ask me about it, they really don't know what I'm talking about. So I'm here to just elaborate on that. So when I'm talking about my macro, I'm pretty much talking about my macronutrients. So the three main things that I kind of look into are my carbs, fats, and protein. Those are things I look at, and I kind of look at. I mean, I'll probably look at sodium and sugars, a little bit iron levels. But what it mostly is just carbs, fats, and proteins. That's kind of like the three main things that I kind of look at. I want to make sure I have enough protein to make sure that I'm building muscle correctly. I want to make sure that my carbs aren't too high, my fats aren't too high, because I am a little obsessed with carbs. And I'll explain to you what each one is individually. So let's start with carbs. Carbs are pretty much, you know, don't be afraid of carbs. I know some people, you guys are afraid of carbs. There's the bad carbs, which are like the French fries, the white bread, the white rice. Did I already mention that? I don't think so. Those are the ones that are processed. They lack fiber. But the other carbohydrates that are good um, are the vegetables and the fruits, which have a high um, amount of fiber. So the reason we like fiber is because fiber helps us, although we don't absorb it in our system, it does help slow down the process of absorption of other nutrients that you have eaten that day or throughout that meal with your carbs. And that's good because it lowers the peaks and valleys of your blood sugar levels, which decreases your chances of colon cancer and also of getting type 2 diabetes. So that's why we like to have a lot of fiber in our system. So kind of good carbs would be, like I said, vegetables, there's beans, fruits, and also whole grains. So that's whole grains is what I'm actually pretty crazy about. I like my bread. One thing that I would warn you about is with fruits. When we start trying to eat healthy, we do start to eat fruits a lot. And I would say limit yourself to at least 3 fruits. You don't have to have fruit every day. You'll be fine without any fruits. I say limit yourself to 3 fruits because you can go overboard and actually essentially gain weight that way if you're just consuming fruits daily, consecutively. So I would say stick with at least 3. Some people just eliminate it completely. Don't be afraid of fruits. It's not too bad. Really, it's not bad at all. I call it nature's candy. It's nature giving us the sugar and sweets that our bodies as humans um, were created to function. So we are meant to be, we're meant to crave these kind of flavors, not the artificial kind that we find in Starbursts and all these other weird candy like Jolly Ranchers and stuff. So go for fruits. Eat plenty of vegetables. You can never go wrong with vegetables. And also another thing about fruits is if you're going to be eating fruits, I would suggest eating it no late, like eat it in the morning more so than in the afternoon. Eat it before I try to limit myself until 3 o'clock p.m. And I do this because I actually read about it somewhere and I can't recall what I read. I think it slows. I don't remember honestly. I think it's just a better start in your day if you eat it sooner versus later. I don't remember why, and I'll be honest with you, I don't remember. But you can go look it up, or I'll look it up and I'll, let you guys know. But just if you could, try to do it as a morning thing. Vegetables, you can go all out as much as you can. It's not a big deal. Vegetables, pick out any time of day as much as you want. I would also include beans. A lot of us don't really realize that beans do hold some great carbs and could not only give the food a great taste, but also enhance your nutrients. And also another tip would be never ever go white. White are the processed carbohydrates that have like no fiber in them. And another thing that I'm going to talk about is with carbs is, so don't go white, go whole grain, right? So we want to go whole grain. There are some foods I'm going to warn you about that they may say whole grain, but you know, honestly, some industries are allowed to have the title of whole grain simply by having just 10% of whole grain in there. So nothing is essentially whole grain, but if you just look at the back and it says 100 on the ingredients and it says 100% whole grain, then I'm gonna say it's safe to eat. Otherwise, I wouldn't be so safe with it. Also, I mean, you just look at the amount of carbs it has, total fat, protein. You know, you have the calories. You know, there's some loaves of bread that some of them are 45 calories, other ones are 100. But you know, you just go with what you can afford as far as your macronutrients. So that's what I have to say about carbs. So now moving on to fats. So not all fats are bad. I know it's like the word fat, obviously you think of fat, right? But no, fats are bad. But the ones that, since we're in the topic of bad fats, the fats that are bad are like the trans fat and the saturated fats. And I actually have a list of all the bad stuff that are fats. We have chicken with the skin on it, specifically if it's fried. Butter, cheese, ice cream, donuts, muffins, cakes, pizza dough, popcorn, crackers, fried foods in general, and candy bars. So I know that I just made a pretty big list right there, and don't freak out though. You could have some stuff with if it fits, you know, like you could have it. It's not you're not gonna go crazy, or it's not a big deal if it fits your macros. So these fats are bad. These trans fats are bad. Saturated fats are bad because they do increase weight gain. They also make your body crave these things more, so it's harder to stop yourself from eating these things. And it also results in clogged arteries. So, you know, you don't want that. And so these are the reasons why these fats specifically are bad. As far as the good fats, so there is good fats. These are the polyunsaturated fats, monounsaturated fats. So these and omega-3 fats, and these are found in walnuts, avocado, olive oil, salmon, tuna fish. So these are the good fats, which actually does the opposite effect, has opposite effect of than the bad fats. They actually help maintain your weight control and help you stay more mentally on your A game. So you actually need these fats. You need them. It's not that it's okay to have. It's you need these to be on your mental A game. So, when you see a product in the store, see, I have a little tip, right? I have a tip for everything. My tip for fats is when you see a product in the store that says fat-free on it, do not accelerate there and just grab at the product, because chances are that these are filled with refined carbohydrates, which we already discussed. It's just lacking fiber, it's processed. And it also has a high levels of sugar and high levels of calories. So don't just assume that low-fat products are healthy, because we don't want to just run into those conclusions. Other tips that I'm going to give you is just stay away from fast foods if possible. If you have a little craving here and then, go for it. But limit yourself, because fast food products tend to have a lot of fried things. Fried chicken with the skin on it, French fries, like everything's fried and it consists of a lot of fat. So I would just stay away from fast food, and before you know, you're not even going to be craving it. I'm telling you. Also, if you're going to be eating chicken, right? Make sure to cut the skin, as I said, and rather than frying it, it'd be better to bake it. Also, if we're gonna talk about meat, chicken is much more leaner and much more fat-free, I suppose, than red meat, lamb, pork, all of those. Tuna, fish, and salmon, as I mentioned earlier, are actually also pretty good and high in omega-3 fats, which is something we do like. So moving on to proteins. So chicken is like the number one to go to for protein. I like chicken, so I was pretty happy when I found out that the best source of protein and the leanest of concerning fat was chicken. So I was pretty happy about that. So go for chicken with no skin, bake it. Another high source of protein would be yogurt, cheese, and milk. I like to have a glass of milk in the morning and a glass of milk at night. So that's what I do. And then in between, water, water, water. That's what it is. So not only those products contain high sources of protein, but it also has high sources of calcium. And calcium is good for your immunity system. So right now, I don't know if you can tell, but I'm sick. Stuffy nose and blowing it like wood time, and my throat hurts. But anyways, off that. I'm just trying to eat food with calcium in it because it increases my immunity system. And if you know me, you know that I'm against medicine, and I don't do medicine unless I am dying. So calcium works. So we're getting off topic with protein, but so eggs, milk, and cheese, chicken, and eggs. Eggs are the probably least expensive and high sources of protein that you can possibly probably find, which is one of the reasons why I'm constantly eating eggs and chicken, which does get on people's nerves if I'm cooking for them. Mom, it gets on her nerves. This whole winter break, she's told me to cook for her because she wants to, eat the kind of foods that I eat, sees what I'm into, and she is just tired of this chicken and eggs deal. She's like, dude, I'm done. And so she's done. But whatever. Another place where you can find protein is, I'm sure you guys all seen the protein shakes, the protein bars. Those are other, to go to, especially if you're low in protein, or you're going to be low in protein throughout that day. Start your workout with protein shake, or end your workout with a protein shake is always good. It's always, I've heard it's better to start or end it with a protein shake. I don't know exactly the specifics of why, but that's what I've heard. I also have my my post-workout meal basically after working out. So I'll probably elaborate about that more in another video because honestly right now I don't even know. I just kind of do it. But yeah, so there we go. Carbs, fats, and proteins. That's what we talk about. That's what we do. Bye. Hey, so last thing I did forget to mention is that I am no nutritionist, or I'm not certified for any of this kind of information or anything like that. It's just stuff that I've picked along. Stuff that I'm working on with my body, and stuff that like, you can find research and all that kind of stuff if you Google it up and stuff. So what I'm telling you is, accurate. If you do find some stuff that pretty much claims better advice, or I might have like misinterpreted something that I thought was right, let me know, right? I do invite you to be like, yo, you're wrong about this. We can have a little conversation about that, or whatever. Just comment about it. I'm not perfect. I do change the way I do my my eating habits, from time to time, based on what I learn. And so this is what I'm doing currently. This is what I know currently. This is what I know to be true. And it's not just stuff that I make up. I've read about it, but Um, that's what I'm doing.